Hi guys, I'm Sonia from Vidya Guru, starting a new session on current affairs. This is going to be the first part for the month of October 2024. The questions are very significant, believe me. When you watch the entire session, you'll have the same opinion. I have selected too many questions for you. I assume that you're going to watch the session till the end. As this session will remain in English medium, if you are not comfortable with the language, you have the option of switching to the Hindi session. That is also there in the playlist. We record such sort of complete English medium sessions for our students who are in South India, for our students who are in Northeast India, like the students who are in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, those who are in Karnataka, Kerala, those who are in Assam or Manipur. So I'm actually beginning this session in English medium. Let's start from here on. As you can see that we deliver topic-wise current affairs. That is why you have the topic on your screen, which is latest appointments. Let's start from here on. We are beginning with the first topic, that is latest appointments. Let's start from here on. The first question on your screen, which is about the president of Sri Lanka. See what exactly happened in Sri Lanka that you already know. Who's taking the charge of Sri Lanka right now is commendable basically, because Sri Lanka is in that state right now. We are not willing to discuss that. You already know, I have already talked about it. I am going to reduce my speed of speaking so that you can understand it better. New president of Sri Lanka is Anura Kumara Dissanayake. Anura Kumara Dissanayake. That's the name of the new president of Sri Lanka. As we all know, Japan is equally important, rather even more significant than any other country. So new prime minister who has taken the place of, Fumio Kishida, I should speak like that, because he was the earlier prime minister. You are not supposed to know the name of the earlier prime minister. I am saying the new Prime Minister of Japan, the name of the person, Shigeru Ishiba. Shigeru Ishiba has become the new Prime Minister of Japan. He is from Liberal Democratic Party. I know you understand that. You will believe me for sure that this question will take a place somewhere in some or the other exam for sure. So be observant, learn this question. Whichever question I am saying is more significant than any other. See, although I have selected all the important questions, so I believe you that you are going to learn all. But if I say something, see, if a teacher in the classroom, when you were there back in school, back in your school days, teachers used to mark something as very important. So it is that basically. New Prime Minister of Japan, Shigeru Ishiba. That's the name of the person. And he is from Liberal Democratic Party. I am going to repeat that. The name of the person is Shigeru Ishiba. Shigeru Ishiba. That's the name of the new Prime Minister of Japan. The new question, the next one is new Director General of that Narcotics Bureau. Yes, we are referring to that only. NCB. So new Director General of NCB, which remains in news for one or the other reason. So Director General of NCB, Anurag Garg. Name of the person is important. You know that. New Chief Minister of Delhi, Atishi Marlena, that you have seen. She is from, Aam Aadmi Party, that you have seen. She is quite young, youngest, Chief Minister, female Chief Minister. You've all heard that. The name is important. That is what I've taught you. Andrew Holness was on India visit. See, some of the stuff is like that a person who was on India visit is important. Our president was visiting Algeria. So there's a possibility even the head of Algeria can also be there. So certain questions are of that type, because these people were in news, any part of the news when they were covered, the name can be there in your exam. So I'm saying Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness. President of Algeria, name of the person is Abdel Majid Tebboune. Abdel Majid Tebboune. That's the name of the person who is basically the president of Algeria. Now Prime Minister of Jordan, his name is Jafar Hassan. See, it takes time to learn these many questions. I understand your perspective also. That is why I spend time in revision as well. Let's see from the start once again. Latest appointments. Prime Minister of Japan. The name of the person is Shigeru Ishiba. Shigeru Ishiba, Liberal Democratic Party. His party is also significant. The name of the president of Sri Lanka, his name is Anura Kumara Dissanayake. Director General of NCB, Anurag Garg. Atishi Marlena, Chief Minister of Marxist-Leninist. That is why Marlena, it's not Marlena, it's Marlena only, although. But anyway, the way you wish to pronounce it. And she is from Aam Aadmi Party and she has become the new Chief Minister of Delhi. Now, wholeness. This fellow was on India visit. He is basically the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness. President of Algeria, Abdel Majid Tebboune. Prime Minister of Jordan, Jafar Hassan, Prime Minister of Jordan. Now, let's move ahead. Now, important days and important dates. Let's see what is there on your screen. We'll start with the first question, which is about cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy is a disease. We try to, protect kids. We try to, understand that what cerebral palsy is. You can, read about it. People try to, spread awareness about it. It is a disease during their birth or, when they are quite young, when their developing years are there. Kids get affected, their posture gets affected. So, people come to know about cerebral palsy at a very early age. So, cerebral palsy is like kids have to be, saved from it. We celebrate Cerebral Palsy Day on 6th of October. So, World Cerebral Palsy, 6th October, and the theme is #uniquely cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy is a disease basically if, kids are growing up, if children are growing up during, that particular time, or before birth also, there's a possibility they can remain or they can get affected. So it is basically a disease that you have to understand that, people have to be aware of it. Uniquely cerebral palsy, they are trying to say that everybody is unique and everybody have, their unique attributes. But anyway, we are not getting into it. It is just that you have to learn it. The question is quite significant from the perspective of all exams. 6th October is the date when we actually observe World Cerebral Palsy Day. Let's move ahead with the next question, which is International Day of Older Persons. Please understand one thing. The day does not seem to be that significant, but it actually is, and you have to believe me, this question was asked many times. So there's a possibility in some or the other exam you will see this question again. It is International Day of Older Persons, which is celebrated on 1st of October. That means the start of the month of October. The next one is World Space Week. So from 4th to 10th of October, from 4th to 10th of October 2024, World Space Week. Understand the language. When I actually refer to something like world and national, there is a significant difference. That means it is celebrated worldwide and the lower one is celebrated only in our nation. That is what I'm trying to convey. World Space Week from 4th to 10th of October, first thing. And the other one is National Wildlife Week, which was celebrated from 2nd to 8th of October. That is quite important. The themes are important. So I found the themes important. If I find the theme important, then only I write it down. Otherwise, I do not intend to waste your time. When you refer to the Space Week, it has to have the word space. Not every time. I'm just saying that to make you learn this. Space and climate change, easy. #uniquely cerebral palsy, #uniquely CP. Space and climate change, Space Week. Safeguarding our natural heritage. Safeguarding our natural heritage. And this day is particularly celebrated from 2nd to 8th of October. The next one is World Post Day, which is celebrated on 9th of October. Now you have to comment, like you have to write down a comment and you have to tell me a question which I'm asking you right now. Do we have something here in our country which is celebrated on 10th of October? You can comment. You can actually write down in the comment section. Tell me that when we refer to World Post Day, it is observed on 9th of October. I'm referring to this particular day in terms of world. Here I'm asking you on 10th, something related with postal. Is it celebrated here in India as well? is there some kind of day which is celebrated on 10th of October as well? You have to tell me what do we celebrate on 10th of October, which is quite related to this day only. 9th, 10th, 9th, 10th. Is that, is that the question that I'm asking? Yes, I am asking you the same question. So you have to go, you have to Google it and you have to tell me the answer there in the comment section. Let's see how much you know. Now, World Teachers Day. It is not our Teachers Day, which is on 5th of September. Please don't get into any fight with me. I'm telling you upfront, it is World Teachers Day. World. So from the perspective of world, which is celebrated on 5th of October. See, the date is the same. That is how you can learn it easily, isn't it? Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, 5th September, our Teachers Day. Now we are talking about World Teachers Day, which is celebrated from the perspective of the world. 5th of October is the date. The next question is World Habitat Day. Even this question is asked many times. And when you actually refer to any exam, you will see this question. Some or the other exam, you will surely be, looking at such a question. You'll be, getting such a question. Habitat, Earth is our habitat, where we stay, where we live. So World Habitat Day, it is observed on, listen to it carefully. It is observed on 1st Monday of October. It is celebrated on 1st October of Monday, which fell on 7th October this year. That is why 7th October was the date when we celebrated World Habitat Day. Is that? Let's revise all that. Cerebral palsy is a condition like with the brain. Kids have that. So I'm saying World Cerebral Palsy Day, 6th of October. Hashtag uniquely CP. Older Persons Day internationally, 1st of October. 4th to 10th of October, Space Week. National Wildlife Week, 2nd to 8th of October. Space and climate change was the theme for the upper one, and the lower one had the theme safeguarding our natural heritage. Natural heritage, that means we are referring to wildlife only. Natural heritage, that's how you can relate. Post Day, 9th October, 5th October, Teachers Day, and then the last one was 7th October. This year, it fell on 7th October, which was World Habitat Day. So I hope you've understood what I've, taught you till now. There's one more thing that you need to understand. I am not going to waste your time at all. I can only ask, for a few, likes and a comments, and you can subscribe to our channel if you have not. See if you understand everything what I'm teaching you. If you find the language all right, that is all right. You can press the like button. Please do that. That is going to motivate me a lot. And subscribe to our channel if you haven't till now. Please press the bell icon alongside. That is how you'll receive notifications of all the exam relevant videos. Now, there's a possibility, whichever subject that you are actually going through, you are studying at some other institute, we do not have any problem with that. I'm just saying, because there are kids who take help from multiple, places, we don't mind that. But there's a possibility that some of the questions that you are not able to answer, some of the doubts that you have, like in the questions like maths, like reasoning, like GS, you have doubts, like ample number of doubts. So you can write down in the comment section. I'll try to get the answers, for those questions which are difficult. I'll try my level best to help you, but do put up questions. That is how you learn more. If you ask doubts, that is how you grow. That is how your preparation becomes sound. So I expect, at least a comment, from your side on the questions I've asked probably, or maybe whichever subject which is troubling you a lot and you have a question on that particular subject. You can ask us anything. So write down in the comment section, ask us your doubts, we'll clarify it within a day or two. Anyway, let's move on to the next section, which is Government of India. See, I've just changed it a little. So there were kids who were asking for, ma'am, teach us the government schemes and all. So I've added a few government schemes which I found important. So I'm starting with Mission Mausam. Yes, that is the government scheme basically. So Mission Mausam. See, Mausam is weather. If you know it, mission is weather. So when you refer to such a thing, Mission Mausam, we are going to actually provide help at the time of disasters. You understand, when floods do take place, when earthquakes, when quakes are there, when floods are there, people require help, right? So for that, government is allocating 2,000 crores for this particular mission, where people will be benefited by all this. But the name of the Mission is important. That is also a government scheme. So Union Cabinet approved Mission Mausam. What they'll ask you in the exam, what is the budget, what is the outlay, how much money the government is going to spend on this particular mission, which is Mission Mausam, 2000 crores. The next one there on your screen is PM E-Drive. Remain attentive throughout. If you miss a question, there will be some trouble, and I'm telling you upfront, because if you miss this today, questions are many. I have brought many questions today, so it is going to take you some time to learn all that. I understand that, but I'm saying just stay put. You cannot miss a single question. Please don't do that, otherwise your marks will get affected. E-Drive, is government promoting something electric sort of? Yes, they are doing. We all know that. Now, what is it? I'll ask you a question when I wrap this up. I'm saying Union Cabinet approved a scheme which is PM E-Drive. Again a scheme, PM E-Drive, on which they'll be spending 10,900 crore rupees, right? Now, they can ask you the budget or the outlay for it. What's the name of the scheme? PM E-Drive. It has replaced the scheme called FAME. FAME. See, I've taught you FAME in the past videos. It has replaced FAME. This FAME, does it have anything to do with electric vehicles only? Does it have something to do with that? So you have to search it, you have to Google it, and you have to write it down. You have to tell me that you know about this. Now, it is an important thing. First, you understand this has some full form, right? Some expanded form is there. You need to learn that as well. This has got replaced, and now they have come up with PM E-Drive scheme. Now 10,900 crores allocation on such a thing, you have to understand this has to be something significant. So from the perspective of the exam, PM E-Drive outlay expenditure 10,900 crore rupees. When we move ahead, fiscal deficit. See, in Hindi we call it Rajkoshiya Ghata. Now deficit, you have to understand some kind of deficit is there when your income is less and you keep on spending money like anything. Your income, what you are earning is less, and what you are spending is way more. That means it is deficit. You are in some or the other kind of loss. It is fiscal deficit. So what you are earning is less, what you are spending is more. Nowadays it is the case with everybody. I know that. Fiscal deficit, the projection by the government as per the budget. Fiscal deficit is going to be 4.9% of our gross domestic product, of our GDP. They may ask you such a question. So for 2024-25, this is the financial year that we are referring to. Their projection is, government's projection is that fiscal deficit will remain around 4.9%. That is what they are projecting, and it is written in the government database. Now the next question is Navratnas. There are mini Ratnas, there are Maharatnas, and there are Navratnas. I am going to wrap this question up and will ask you a question once again. How attentive you are, I will come to know about it after this. If you watch, it does not matter. If you don't answer, then please don't watch. It is not required. Please, if you mind it, do that. Because if you are not writing down something, if you are not preparing notes, then what's the point? What's the use? Write down what I speak, because even if some extra information is there, it is for you only. You have to know. I'll ask you a question in the end, so you are supposed to answer. Navratna status given to some public sector enterprises. Let's name them. SJVN first, Solar Energy Corporation second, NHPC third, Railtel Corporation fourth. I'll repeat. SJVN, Solar Energy Corporation, NHPC, Railtel Corporation, these are the public sector enterprises and they have got the status of Navratna by the government. Now, what's the question here? Be aware, be attentive. Answer it for sure. To be Navratna, to obtain that Navratna status, when you obtain such a status, when you get it, now the question is, do you require to produce some kind of result? As in, are you expected to have the organization, from the perspective of an organization, are you expected to have some kind of revenue generation? Are you expected to have that revenue? Is there some limit after which the government calls you Navratna? Now you have to answer this question, that when do public sector enterprises get the status of Navratna? Why do they get it? Is there some criteria that they are expected to meet? Yes. That's how you put in efforts and you will gain more information. Navratna, SJVN, Solar Energy Corporation, NHPC, Railtel Corporation. Let's move ahead. This is PM Annadata Aay Sarakshan Abhiyan. Understand something. Annadata, we are referring to, it's not PM our Annadata. PM is not our Annadata. I'm saying here they are referring to farmers, peasants basically. So they are saying Prime Minister Annadata Aay. That means farmers' income they are referring to. So they are actually running some drive mode. In the exam, they'll ask you what is the full form of Astha. Here is your answer. Prime Minister Annadata Aay Sarakshan Abhiyan. That is what the full form is. It is PM Astha. You have to learn the full form for sure. Here they are talking about fair price for farmers. That is how they have planned now. So I'm saying fair prices for farmers. That is what they think that they'll be able to do it. Anyway, such a scheme got the extension till 25-26. That is what I've mentioned here. Either they'll ask you the full form of Astha or what is Astha. There's a possibility they can ask you the time also, like for how long has the government extended it. So that is also a question to be thought of. Now the next one is Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways appointed Manu Bhakar as its ambassador, brand ambassador. So Manu Bhakar, that same girl, star shooter now, because in Olympics for the very first time a lady, like an athlete, a woman, could actually get 2 medals in the same tournament. So it is, you understand that it is exemplary, it is the best, commendable. So that Manu Bhakar has become basically the brand ambassador for Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways now. So she is spreading awareness about them, about what they do and all that. So that is what Manu Bhakar is doing these days. Anyway, India's forex reserves has touched $700 billion. It is more that I know. So from that perspective, number 1 is China. India has obtained the 4th position forex reserves. Please understand that. Many possibilities are there through which you can actually get forex. Foreign currency, foreign exchange. See, what I'm saying is, if you live outside, if you live abroad, if you live outside, you send money back to your country, forex reserve increases. How? Because you are actually sending that money to your family. Forex reserve is increasing, it is adding up. So $700 billion, the mark has crossed. India is on the 4th place. The first place is of China. You have to learn all that because the question is the last one, but it does not make it less significant at all. It is very, very important. Even if it is the last one, you understand that. But the number is something that you will be able to keep in your brains. I know that. Let's revise all this. Union Cabinet approved Mission Mausam outlay expenditure 2,000 crores. 10,900 crores for PME drive. It is basically the Union Cabinet has approved the scheme. It is about e-vehicles only. Fiscal deficit projected to be 4.9%. 4.9% as per the budget. They are stating it in the budget of GDP 24-25. Navratna status given to SJVN, Solar Energy Corporation, NHPC, Railtel Corporation. PM Annadata Aay Sarakshan Abhiyan. PM Annadata Aay Sarakshan Abhiyan, which is PM Astha. It is basically, it has got the extension like from 25-26, like 25-26 till then it will remain in, in movement, like it will be, on till then. Fair prices, that's the commitment of this scheme. That is what they are saying. Ministry of Ports and Shipping Waterways. See, I'll tell you. They'll give you the name of Manu Bhakar. They'll ask you several questions about her. Like what did she win? What category in which she, won? What Olympics are we referring to? Where did, these Olympics take place? Hell lot of questions. Now, this question is different. They're going to ask you this question. Brand ambassador Manu Bhakar recently became the brand ambassador of some ministry. Name that ministry. So it is shipping, port shipping and waterways. Learn that. $700 billion mark. India has crossed that. It is our forex reserve now. India is on the 4th rank. Number is also significant. Such a minute detail is important. First is China. Let's go ahead. So defense updates now. Let's look at the first question. What is there in defense updates now? India's second nuclear powered ballistic submarine for Navy, which is INS Arighat. First keep, one thing in mind. The first one, it is the second one, right? It is the second one that you have seen. Powered ballistic submarine. Submarines are undersea vehicles. In Hindi we call them Pandubi. Undersea vehicles, they are powered ballistic submarines, INS Arighat. Second is Arighat, first one was Arihant. Understand one thing? When I say it is Arihant class, I replace the entire thing by calling it Arihant class ballistic submarine. Then also it means the same. Why I am calling it Arihant class submarine? The reason is the first one of the type of the entire vessel family or of the entire submarine family or of the missile family. The first one can be named, can actually be called, or you can keep the name of the first one as the name of the entire class. So by calling it second nuclear powered ballistic submarine, you can call it Arihant class submarine also, because the first one is quite significant, because the name of the entire class can depend on that first submarine also, which was Arihant. Now second one is Arighat. Arighat is quite, you can say, advanced, we should speak like that, because when you refer to Arihant was alright, we agree with that, but Arighat is even better. So there are multiple which will be actually handed over to Navy in future, but we are saying till now we have handed over 2 to the Navy. The second one which got handed over to Navy, the second one is INS Arighat. What is Arighat? They can ask you the question straight away. It is nuclear powered ballistic submarine. What are submarines? They are undersea vehicles. The next one is, I told you that this sort of micro detail is significant. 5th numbers, India-Oman joint military exercise. India and Oman joint military exercise. The name of that exercise is Al-Najah, and it took place. It was actually performed at Salalah, Oman. Salalah, Oman, that's the place. Either they'll ask you the number of the exercise, 5th. They'll ask you probably the name of the exercise, Al-Najah. They may ask you the venue of the exercise, which is Salalah, Oman. What kind of exercise? Military exercise, right? The next question. 8th edition of military exercise, Kazin. This is the easiest one. Why? Kazakhstan and India. That's how you can learn the names of the nations quickly. Kazakhstan and India, 8th numbers exercise. Again, the military exercise took place in Oli, Uttarakhand. 8th, Oli, Uttarakhand venue. Military exercise between Kazakhstan and India, which is Kazin. It was taking place the 8th time. First of all, understand something. When we refer to our defense system, multiple exercises are performed and they are there in your exams. They take place often. Here we try to fight our enemies, they learn their defense mechanism, how their military reacts, under such circumstances. So such things are basically exchanged, while, when you are there in such exercises. When you refer to this one, can you see that this took place the 20th time? The 20th time. Can you understand that? 20th time. So Yuddha Abhyas is quite old. India and US. Yuddha Abhyas is quite old. it was actually performed at Rajasthan. 20th numbers, Yudhabhyas, that's the name of the exercise, number is 20th, and I'm saying the venue is Rajasthan, some airfield, like some places there. You need not learn the name of the exact venue. Rajasthan is quite alright. They'll ask you only this much. Don't waste your time in that. Between India and US, that's the fourth thing you have to learn. 20th numbers, Yudhabhyas, Rajasthan is the venue, and it is basically between India and US. When you move ahead with the Indian Navy received its large survey vessel. Large survey vessel. Again, the same thing is happening. Listen to it carefully. When I say Sandhayak class, so I'm referring to the first one. Indian Navy received its large survey vessel. It is the second numbers vessel. It is the second numbers vessel that the Navy received. There has to be some first one also. The first one is Sandhayak. Here we are talking about Nirdeshak, that's the name of second vessel. If I give you some extra information, try to write it down, because just by looking at the page you will not be able to obtain what I am trying to tell you is Sandhayak is the first one, Nirdeshak is the second one. I am saying it was made by GRSC. What is GRSC? It is Garden Reach Shipbuilders Engineers. Garden Reach Shipbuilders. So Garden Reach Shipbuilders, they are quite famous and engineers. You have to learn their names carefully. World's largest naval defense exhibition. Exhibition is there, world's largest, because n number of nations will participate. India is actually going to watch the show. It was India was invited to do such a thing. Euro Naval is the name, and Paris, France is doing such a thing, is arranging or is organizing such a thing. Let's start from this scratch, like from the very start of it. India's second nuclear powered ballistic submarine, INS Sarighat, from Arihant class. That's how you learn the name of the first one, Arihant. Fifth, India-Oman exercise, military exercise, Al-Najah, performed at Salalah, Oman. 8th edition of military exercise, Cousin Oli, Uttarakhand. World's largest naval exercise, Euro Naval 24, Paris, like France. I'm referring to France. Indian Navy received its large survey vessel. Large survey vessel is Nirdeshak. Here it is Nirdeshak. That means somebody is going to give us Nirdesh, like the directions. Yard 3026 number. Second number is Nirdeshak. First one was Sandhayak. Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers is the one who's making these survey vessels. 20th Yudhabhyas between India and US performed at Rajasthan. So I know you've learned something. If you wish to buy the course from us, you can do that. The numbers are given below. online.vidyaguru.in is the website. If you are not willing to speak with anybody, you can directly go to that website and join us. We provide complete English medium coaching as well. We provide Hindi medium or bilingual sort of coaching as well. So you can join, you can choose the medium at the time of admission carefully. The next one is state news. Let's see what is happening in states. We're talking about Nasik. In Nasik, you will see a tribal university getting opened soon. So Maharashtra to build a tribal university in Nasik. Next one, Port Blair. The name of Port Blair, the capital of Andaman and Nicobar, like the Andamans, has, the name got changed. So I was shocked basically. Port Blair, the name is, so stylish. It got changed to Sri Vijayapuram. So Port Blair has become Sri Vijayapuram. Do you understand the significance of this question? If you don't, you will not be able to write the exam. Try to write it down, try to revise it 10 times. Port Blair has become Sri Vijayapuram. Port Blair, the capital of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So Sri Vijayapuram. Anyway, Oxygen Bird Park, which is also Amrit Mahotsav Park. Contribution of the cabinet is also there, although it is getting opened in a state. That is why I have written that, like it is Nagpur, the place where it is opening. Is it some highway? You have to write it down in the comment section. Google it. Go check it. Is there some highway? Why Road Transport and Highway Ministry is there? So cabinet is there. We all know that. I've given you one clue. I'm asking you the question once again. I'll repeat that question. Listen to it carefully. Oxygen Bird Park, which is also Amrit Mahotsav Park. They can ask you the question out of these two. What is it called? Amrit Mahotsav Park. It is also called Oxygen Bird Park. They are saying they have planted such trees where oxygen, they'll be releasing more oxygen. That is what their assumption is. Nagpur is the place where they are doing it. Is it on the highway? Is this park on the highway? Some highway? The number of the highway is mandatory. Just write it down in the comment section. Go and Google it. That's how your information, your knowledge will increase. So I'm assigning you some tasks. Try to do it. Try to do at least one. Nagpur is the place where it is coming up. They are making it. They are building it by Ministry of Road, Transport and Highways. That is what they are suggesting. Mukhyamantri Bal Ashirwad Yojana. See, Bal Ashirwad Yojana it is not about nutrition. They are paying them actually. If some orphans are there, some kids are there, they do not have their parents. So there can be many reasons through which you can help, poor kids. So poor kids are being helped. Money is being paid to them. It is MP's scheme. Yojana is scheme. Madhya Pradesh. So Madhya Pradesh Mukhyamantri Bal Ashirwad Yojana. India's first supercapacitor manufacturing facility. India's first supercapacitor manufacturing facility. Now what is it? Supercapacitor or hypercapacitor or high capacitor, whatever you understand. Electric vehicles, and India is like, promoting it like anything. So electric vehicles and all that. Now what is important out here? If you have an electric vehicle, the battery gets discharged and you do not have anything or anywhere to go. If some other option is there, some other alternative is there, some other battery is there or something extra powered battery is there. So such sort of capacitors they are talking about, automobiles and all. India's first supercapacitor manufacturing. First is important. First is important. Kannur, Kerala. Kerala is the, one we can expect something advanced to, take place there only. So developed with ISRO's collaboration. So they took the help from ISRO. Kannur is the place where it is coming up. Now I'm saying India's first supercapacitor manufacturing facility. This is Swachh Vayu Sarvekshan 2024. Swachh Vayu Sarvekshan 2024. Vayu is air. So are we referring to clean air city? Yes. So Indian national or Indian clean air city is Surat. Learn that carefully. Such questions are asked. Maharashtra to build tribal university in Nasik. Port Blair has got a new name, Sri Vijayapuram. Oxygen Bird Park, Amrit Mahotsav Park. Nagpur Ministry is also important. Road, Transport and Highways Ministry. Madhya Pradesh, which is Mukhyamantri Bal Ashirwad Scheme. India's first supercapacitor manufacturing facility at Kannur, Kerala, with the help of ISRO. They can ask you who helped them, with whose collaboration it happened. So such a question can also be there. Surat is basically National Clean Air City, which is Swachh Vayu Sarvekshan. Now the next topic is India in focus. Let's start with this particular topic. The first question on your screen. See, if some country is in some kind of trouble, India is supposed to help. That is what we did. So humanitarian help, humanitarian aid. They'll ask you a question. Recently, India provided aid to what countries and what were they suffered from? How were they affected? Like by what they were affected. So there can be multiple ways they can ask you a question. Let me repeat. I'm saying Typhoon Yagi. The name of the typhoon is important. They can even frame a different question out of all this. That Typhoon Yagi affected what all countries? Name those countries which were affected by Typhoon Yagi. So Myanmar, Laos, and the third one is Vietnam. Myanmar, Laos, and Vietnam. Typhoon Yagi affected them. India provided humanitarian aid to them by Operation Sadbhav. Sadbhav. In the examination, straight away you'll get a question about Operation Sadbhav. What is it? It is to provide humanitarian help. It is to provide humanitarian help to Laos, Myanmar and Vietnam. I hope you've got the question now. So humanitarian aid by India to Myanmar, Laos, Vietnam. See, Typhoon Yagi is also significant. Try to learn that as well. First International Solar Festival held in New Delhi. See, India is promoting solar energy like anything. If you don't believe me, look at this question here. Look at this question here. It is basically International Solar Alliance. I'll try to relate them. International Solar Alliance. Although it is international, France came after like us. We took the initiative. Gurgaon is the place, if you can recall. Gurugram, which is called Gurugram now. I'm saying it is the place, International Solar Alliance. We were hell-bent on, starting such a thing, that such an alliance should come into being, where many countries, joined us after that, because they felt that this is such an initiative which should be promoted. That is how you can see that 101 members, so 101st is Nepal now. That is how the efforts of our country, came into being. When you move on to the next question, it is first International Solar Festival. India is doing it again. New Delhi. International Festival. Which festival? International Solar Festival. Took place for the first time, and it was actually celebrated in New Delhi. The next one is 7th Global Aerospace Summit. Took place in Abu Dhabi. 7th, that micro detail is important, you know that now. 7 numbers, Global Aerospace Summit 24 took place in Abu Dhabi. Semicon India 24 conducted at Greater Noida, Uttar Pradesh. Second, Asia Pacific Ministerial Conference on Civil Aviation took place at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. I'll repeat. Second numbers, Asia Pacific Ministerial Conference on Civil Aviation took place at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. That is what BRICS mean. Now I'm saying BRICS, New Development Bank. So BRICS has a bank, New Development Bank. Now New Development Bank has got 10th member, which is Algeria. I have taught you one question about Algeria today. When I started the class, when I started the video. What was that? Don't check it now. Don't check it now. It is not required. I have taught you something and you have to write it down. You have to tell me what did I tell you. In this video, in this same video, I talked about Algeria earlier as well. What was that? What question was that? Just write it down in the comment section. I'll wait. 101st member, BRICS New Development Bank. 10th member, new member, Algeria has become that. 101st member, International Solar Alliance, Nepal. The next question was Quad Summit. When somebody says double, when somebody says triple, do you know what after that? Quadruple, quadrilateral, quad means 4, twice, thrice, and so on. That is how people speak. Double, triple, and so on. That is how people speak. But you know now. Double, triple, and quadruple. Quadruple, 4, 2, 3, 4. Double, triple, quadruple. Quad means 4. See, by that logic, they have 4 countries here. Australia, Japan, India and US. India, Japan, US and Australia. So these are the 4 countries. I hope you know that China is trying to capture many things, sea and all. So they wish to, hold it. They wish to put a hold to it. Now they wish to, keep a check on that particular thing. They have formed Quad for that reason. For the growing influence of China, they wish to probably hold it, Quad 2024. US is the place where this summit is taking place. Quad 2025, the next year, will take place in India. That is how I made you learn all that. India in focus. Humanitarian aid to Myanmar, Laos and Vietnam through Operation Sadbhav. They got affected by Typhoon Yagi. First solar festival, International Solar Festival, held in New Delhi. 7th Global Aerospace Summit in Abu Dhabi. Greater Noida, Uttar Pradesh, Semicon, semiconductor. Can you recall? Semiconductor, India is promoting, a lot of it. Try to read about it. Semiconductor India 24 conducted at Greater Noida, UP. Second Asia Pacific Ministerial Conference on Civil Aviation held at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. BRICS New Development Bank has got a new member. The 10th member is Algeria. 101st member of International Solar Alliance. Important question. 101st member, Nepal. Quad Summit. This year 24 USA. Next year 25 India is going to host Quad Summit. Quadruple Quad Summit. So with that, we have come to an end of the session. If you want PDF, as you generally write, I can give you the questions. Either you can actually purchase at a very nominal cost from our website, or you can follow me on Insta. I'll actually be sharing questions over there if I have, a lot many followers. Like for a few of, you, I'll not be able to do. If more number of followers are there, I'll try to, give you questions there. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.